पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। There was one husband and one wife. And you know how husband and wife, they talk about so many things in life. One day, that husband told his wife that I have lot of property. He was running yajnashalas, pathshalas, goshalas, ashwashalas, etc. So he said, I will give half of this property to you. He had another wife also, 2 wives, and he said the other half will go to the other wife, and I want to leave everything and go to forest. So obviously the wife was very intelligent. She understood that if he is leaving all this property and going somewhere, it must be giving him more than what he has. Because when you leave something to get something else, you are always going to go for something bigger, something greater. And she knew he is wise. He is not going to make some foolish decision in his life. So she says, what is it that you are going for? And what you are going to get through all this practice, wherever you go? Can I get that with the money that you are going to leave for me? So the husband said, no. Money will buy you some comfort, but it will not give you what I am going after. So then she said, what is the use of all this property where you already know that there is something greater, something higher, for which you are leaving all this, and I will be stuck with this, and you will get something greater. So now you have to tell me what is that. And the husband was very happy. He didn't think that, the wife will say, oh, all this property is for me, very good, you go wherever you want to go. I already have a list of shopping and places to go. So husband knew that she is wise. So he tells her that all along I had lot of respect for you, your wisdom. But now I have even greater respect for you because you are not settling down with something lower, something inferior. And so he starts telling her what is it that he is going to go after. This is the basis for the dialogue. The husband's name now I will tell is Yajnavalkya, Rishi, and wife's name is Maitreyi. And first teaching that he gives to his wife is that in reality anything that we love is for our own sake. If I love phone because it gives me joy, it is for me. The moment that phone disturbs me, I put it on DND, do not disturb. I turn it off. So it is there to make my life happy. In the same way, anything. Car is there. Car gives me happiness because I can go from one place to another. But if it breaks down somewhere, then what do? I just leave it and go. And if it gives too many problems, I drop that car and buy another one. So we are very clear why anything is there in my life. Just as it is with objects, it is also with surroundings. You live in some place, some town, assuming that the surroundings there are conducive to you. The moment they start giving problem, you decide to relocate. So objects, places, time. You cannot change time. But sometimes you wait for the right time. Like somebody said something to you. You want to answer back, but you know this is not the right time. Then what will you do? You say, wait, apna time bhi aayega. I saw somebody wearing that t-shirt, In other words, all those things, we use it as long as they are conducive for us. When they start giving problems, we leave them. Such is also true for relations. If we have some relationship, let's say friends or workers, and if we find out that they are not the right kind of people in our life, then what do? We leave them. We create, many times, people put forth lot of effort to create a relationship. But the goal is happiness. The moment that relationship starts giving problem, we shall leave it. Same thing is true for our body also. Our body, as long as it is good, fit, we love it. But when here there is problem, there, everywhere, some or the other issue start, then the thought begins, I am ready to drop this. So, the gist of the first part of teaching is, everything I love because I love myself. Anything is dear to me because I love myself. Now, there is a question. I love something because it gives me joy. It is the means of happiness. This is clear. How do I prove I am the means of happiness? About other objects, I can prove that I love them because they are means of happiness. I drop them the day when they stop giving happiness. Or there is another comparison. This happiness, this topic also can be discussed. Let's say there are two objects. Like when you go for food, there is pav with bhaji, there is paratha with bhaji. So now you have a choice. So what we will do? What gives me greater happiness, I will choose that over the other. So let's say somebody says, bread gives me greater happiness, so I will choose that over paratha. But let us say you have just discovered that you have some allergy for the bread. Then, even though you like it, there is happiness, it is mixed with greater sorrow. Something is, I can use some Sanskrit words. Something is called Ishta Sadhanam. Ishta Sadhanam means that which is giving me happiness. Sadhanam means means of happiness. Ishta Sadhanam. That Ishta Sadhanam, if it is associated with Balavat Anishta Anubandha, greater Anishta is associated, then Viveki Purusha, person who has Viveka, will not choose that. Why? Because there is Balavat, stronger Anishta is also associated with it. It is not only Ishta, along with that there is Balavat Anishta. So I should use that in my life, which gives me Sukham, which is not associated with greater Dukham, Anishta. And if I realize that I am actually capable of attaining it, then it will become a means of effort. Otherwise, I will not take. Badrinath or Kedarnath, it is Ishta Sadhanam. There is some Anishta. What is that Anishta? Discomfort, you have to go through cold weather, food, this, that, travel, etc. But it is not Balavat. It is not stronger than the Sukham that I am going to get, Punya. and it is doable. I can go there. It is attainable. So when all three are there, I will go for it. Actually, we do so many things in life without so much calculation, or we may do it with some calculation, but in scriptures we systematically put it so that you can apply this rule anywhere. This is the best thing about thorough study. Once you have the rule, you know you can use it and you can see it. This is check. Ishta sadhanam balavat anishta ananubandhi means not associated with greater anishta, and kriti sadhyam means doable. All three are there, I will go for it. Whether it is husband and wife getting married, children going for their college pursuit, individual taking business, anything, this is common. So such sukham is what I want. Now the question was, external objects I have understood they are means of sukham. How do I prove I am the source of sukham? I am the means of happiness. So the best example is when we go to deep sleep. In deep sleep, I don't have any objects with me. Nothing. Whatever I have earned over years, in sleep I say, keep everything aside. Somebody says, oh, you have phone. It has Wi-Fi. Data is there. You can use it. You have paid for it. Whole night all you do, go on texting, go on texting. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want rest. You have TV, you have cable, everything. You can go on watching, right? Whole night. But what do we choose? Sleep. What this means is, even if I have things, a time comes in a day when I say no to everything and only myself, yes to myself. That means I must be the source of greater happiness than everything. Husband and wife, king has many queens. He loves them. But when the time comes to sleep, all of you go. Why? He wants himself to be there, nobody else. No, cut. This means I have to be the source of happiness. Differently you can look at it. Whatever I love is for happiness. I love myself. Why? Because anything else I can drop, but I cannot drop myself. So I have to be the source of greatest happiness. Remember, Yajnavalkya ji is teaching Maitreyi. Why he is teaching this? Once I understand, I refers to Atma as the source of happiness, then my pursuit will be only for Atma. If I have not discovered this, then I will feel happiness is somewhere else. Means of happiness is something else. Why would I go after Atma? So my fundamental, see, you all have heard this. You might have discovered this on your own also to some extent. But exclusively choosing Atma over everything, that decision doesn't come easily. It is for this that I have to do thinking. We say, oh, I know. Yes, you know. But your action is not according to your wisdom. And this is where we become different from great Mahatmas. Their wisdom and their action, they are in line. When I have understood something, I will do things based on what is right, where my wisdom is. What we end up doing is, I know, but let me do something else now. So this choosing Atma over Anatma, because Atma is the source of happiness, this I have to first make as my wisdom, not somebody's wisdom, scriptural wisdom. Then my decision will be based on this. And it will be a gradual process. For most people, it is not overnight that yesterday I was this way and today suddenly I changed. Over a period of time, I will go through transition. When I do this, then my desire is now to discover the highest source of happiness, which is Atma. This is first part of teaching. First part of teaching is over here. So when I have understood Atma is the highest source of happiness, for the sake of that Atma, I love other things. People, places, objects, whatever. When I discover that they are not giving me happiness, I drop them. In deep sleep, in the absence of everything, I have discovered that I am still happy. Therefore, my happiness comes only from myself. These things, when they become clear to me, then comes the next part of teaching. So far so good.